Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Some people are playing to fire too much and I suspect that they will get burned. And I don't want to say if they deserve or they don't deserve. In a way they do the right thing. The problem is they're dealing with certain entities that are burning, and they get too close to those entities, they're gonna burn you final, if you know what I mean. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about certain politicians in the West making all kind of claims. They don't understand. It's so different, I'll tell you, but they don't understand that the life we live here and the politicians enjoy here, you know, the freedom to walk and down the street and be safe and so on, that's not guaranteed in other countries if you talk too much. You know what I mean? So these guys here, they talk smack about certain people and certain kind of institutions in Russia. And those institutions, those groups, in this case Wagner Group, those guys have weapons and shit, if you know what I mean. So I'm very afraid that we will see, this is my prediction, we will see terrorist attacks, assassinations on the territory of Europe and United States of America and Canada. Not Canada, I don't know if Canada is really, but in European Union is going to be easier for these guys. And I'm not saying that the politicians should not talk, but unfortunately I think they get too deeper into shit with these guys. And let me read you this article and can talk about it then. This article comes from the New Voice of Ukraine from today, the 28th of November 2022. Wagner Group should be treated same as ISIS, Estonian foreign minister says. Now look at this guy. What do you think? The European Commission or Union, whatever those guys, the weasels in Brussels, they, before they voted to condemn and call Wagner Group a terrorist organization, what did those guys from Wagner Group do? They sent a sledgehammer in a violin case to the parliament, whatever, to the commission, European Commission. What does that mean? What do you think? That was just a a meme, a tweet meme or something? That's what you think it was? There was a fucking warning. Next step is gonna be your fucking head. That's what I took out of it, but I've been in circumstances where I read it that way. I don't think this guy might read it that way. He's not gonna receive the sledgehammer in a box, in a violin box. You know what I mean? This guy, and he's not saying something that should not be said. It's just the fact that he's dealing with these guys, and these guys are right now pinned to a corner, or they pin themselves. However you want to take it, doesn't matter how you got there. That's where they are right now. They send that sledgehammer to the European Union Commission or whatever. You are closer than all those. You are in freaking Estonia. The population of what is 1 million people or something? I don't know if these guys are 1.8 or these guys are the 1.2 or something like that. So let's see what this guy is saying. The international community. What are you talking about? When you guys hear international community, it's like when they say, people say that what you said was offensive. Your answer should be, who are those people? It's going to say some people. And then the next question will be, how many are there? And you will say, well, some people. How many? Because if they're 10, I don't give a fuck. It depends how many they are. The same with the governments. If you have a protest of 10 people, but if they have a protest of 2 million people, things change. So yes, it matters. And then we say, well, some people said that, okay, and say 3,000 or whatever, the politicians. Always ask, did you count them? How do you know? So you don't tell me some people, that's zero. You just say that to ask me a question, and I will answer the question if I think the question needs an answer, because the question is important. I dictate if I answer it, not you. You can ask the question, but it's on me if I think that it's important for me to answer it. See, you have to deal with weasels. This is a way to deal with them. Well, some people, I learned this here in the United States actually. I was in college here, and my professor, a fucking idiot, just so you know, he didn't know shit anyway, but he was a PhD. Can you imagine? Yes, I can. I was surprised, but anyway, that was my first with these guys. And he said, that's the way he said. Some people say this, some people claim that, many people do this. And I was like, what do you mean? How many? What do you mean? Some others say something else. Now who's right, who's wrong? Because he was trying to make a point that because some people say it's true. But you miss that there's those some, and some say something else, and some others say something else. It's not only one, and why should that opinion or that statement or that idea be the right one? You have to still make the case. But he was hiding the truth, who's right and who's wrong, based on some people say. Doesn't mean anything. Other people say the opposite. How do I know that's the right way or this is the right way? You still have to make the case. Don't hide under, some people say. All right, so here, the international community. What are you talking about? Russia is part of the international community. Do you think they think the same way as you do? Should treat Russian private military company Wagner Group the same way as it treats Islamic State terrorists? The international community, do you think that China would do that? Or let's say Iran? They're part of the international community. Cuba? I don't think so. Why do you think that? Well, you gotta make a case. And you're gonna make a case, but those guys will be political, like you. Estonia Foreign Minister Urmas Seinsalu said in an interview with Ukrainian broadcaster Suspiline on November 28th. And so this guy explained that organizations similar to Wagner Group are terrorist in nature. Really? He said private military company. Well, this is coming from where? From the Voice of Ukraine. So this is Ukrainian, that's pro. So these guys used, I'm going to use it, the whole thing, said, the foreign minister explained that organizations similar to PMC, private military companies, Wagner, are terrorist in nature. Really? Was it Blackwater, the United States, the first one that I heard in Iraq? Is that a terrorist organization? Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. James Brown. Is it? Are they terrorists in nature? I don't think so. Why? Because it's the good ones. They're going to say, I didn't mean that. So see, this is a foreign minister, a fucking idiot, because he doesn't know what he's talking about. But I asked him a question that he will not answer. All right, what's here? What's this? AIDS? No. All right. Are terrorist in nature, and participation in such a terrorist organization should be considered a criminal act. Guy, talk with Blackwater first. Remember? They were first. These guys were Johnny come lately. They were what, in 2016? I think they found that they're 14 or 16. One of, I think the 16. But anyway, and those guys were, the Blackwater changed its name 50 times already. It's not running under the same banner of Blackwater. Anyway, in some cases, it's important to change the international legal approach to terrorist organizations, the minister said. Well, okay. For example, Europe should apply the same approach to Wagner PMCs as to ISIS. Ban them in Europe and freeze their assets. How about Blackwater, man? Why do you don't know about Blackwater? No? Well, go and do some research. Foreign ministers of Estonia, Finland, Iceland, Latvia, Lithuania, Norway and Sweden visited Kiev on November 28th. Good for them. Earlier, it was reported that the European Parliament may soon recognize Wagner Group as a terrorist organization. Good luck with that one. You're gonna see that sledgehammer more personal. I don't wish that, man, but these guys are terrorists, as this guy said, and you push the buttons. On November 23rd, the European Parliament recognized Russia as a state sponsor of terrorism and called for its international isolation and prosecution, and nobody gave a fuck. And remember, Russia, if they want, they can blow you up right now, including the foreign minister, if they want. If they are a terrorist state supporting terrorists, they can blow your head off right now, if they want, but they don't. How come? I thought they were crazy and I don't care about the consequences, because you're going to say, well, if they do that, then NATO is going to intervene. Well, I thought they were mad. They're mad, crazy. No? Oh, okay. Because that's what they say. So irrational. They might use the nuclear weapons. No, they might not. No, they might not. They might if they get cornered. What are you going to do? Are you going to corner them? So you see, it's very tricky. But you are just an, how should I call it, a greenhorn. You are a person who is not mature enough. You haven't been around the block, maybe one time, not even. So I think you're very immature, Mr. Foreign Minister. And if you're not, then you're a weasel. You're a coward. You're an ideologue. You don't look at the issues from as many angles as possible. Because everything you blame the Russians and the Wagner Group, and I'm not defending these guys, I'm just making it to look like these guys are fuck-ups, because that's what they are. They're not fair, they're not just. No, I just make you see that everything that the Russians, the Wagner Group, did and do, your guys did it more than they. More. At a higher level. More. They destroyed how many countries already? NATO. You're part of NATO. Are you guilty by association? Well, if you use that principle that you use it for the Russians, then use it for you too. You see, all these things, that's why it bothers me. If you remember historical events and you keep in your brain with your memory, you see a pattern. And when this fucker comes and tells you that Wagner should be considered as ISIS, yeah, I agree. After you go after the other military private companies that are of your bosses. Dare to do that first, and then you show, consistency in values. Otherwise, fuck off. And exactly that's going to be told by Wagner. Fuck off. That's what it's going to be told. And shut your mouth, because we might invite you to a party. Anyway, man, I dislike this kind of things. I dislike them. And this guy, I don't even know. I think that he doesn't even know or heard about the Blackwater or any other private military company. I'm pretty sure he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything. I watched a video. It was Glenn. Yeah. Greenwald. Yes, Glenn Greenwald. He's Jewish, very, very intelligent. Watch that guy when he interacts. And he spoke with a fucking British weasel on the TV. And that British, I don't know, whatever program over there, I don't know what it was, BBC or something. And I don't know, small talk, big talk, something like tough talk, but I think that's a guy. He fucked him up too. Anyway, so it was a baroness over there invited. And the baroness was, I think, the foreign minister or minister of something, affairs, intelligence, something in Great Britain. She's so dumb, she is so dumb, and she was the minister or whatever. And Glenn is just pointing that out. Watch that. I think I posted another video that I made. I put it in the description below. Look for that Glenn Greenwald fucking up, for instance, these guys, these weasels. Unbelievable, the baroness. Put that key, Glenn Greenwald versus, if you want idiot, baroness, you will find her. If not, anyway, say that I said hi to the baroness. And she was the minister. She didn't know shit. That's the level of people out there. So that's why I'm pretty sure this guy doesn't even know any other private military company aside from Wagner and ISIS. Because if you ask him about something else, he's going to say Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda? No, because Al-Qaeda came from Mujahedins. Thank you very much. You know who. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart. In one of my previous videos, I made a mistake. I said, instead of Mujahedins, I had Mujahedins. And someone commented, Mujahedins, not Muhajedins, but I was just blah, blah, blah. And yes, Mujahedins, you're right. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.